hot mess. My other camera didn't kick in. So, fuck me. This is what it looks like. So, I was going to attempt to plug in the other camera. And I don't have it in me right this second. I'm in so much pain. So, I don't know how long I can actually sit here. I was going to attempt to sit here. Hi, good morning. I ended up back in the hospital again yesterday. So this is like real life fucking pain. I thought I had a high tolerance for fucking pain. Okay. I look so sad. Well, I'm not sad. I'm just in a lot of pain. I had my other camera plugged in and it didn't kick on. Yeah, and it didn't kick on. And I didn't have it in me to get up and turn it on. I don't even know if I have it in me to sit here for too much longer. I was really gonna attempt it. I'm gonna have to figure out. I am gonna talk about like what's going on with me, probably on the other channel. Once I know a little bit more. Ended up in the hospital again yesterday with another MRI. So it's just getting worse and worse. And now it's bilateral. So it's very hard for me to even explain it because it's so new. It typically only affects like one side. I have to figure out how to wrap my head around it. So basically it's spinal pressure that travels to the roots, right? It's irreversible. But here's the thing, like I don't even know how to quite explain it. Like it's turning into like I think it's called a stenosis or something like that. Basically like I'm still young enough where good chance I'm gonna recover. Absolutely. And it's funny because we just brought up Chris, what's Superman, where he fell and got paralyzed, right? So this is a different one where it's affecting both legs. And it wasn't there before, and now my disc, it's pinched on both sides, and it made the slip disc made a gap. So anyhow, typically it's associated with age, arthritis, wear and tear, but this one is caused by traumatic injury as a car accident, slip, or a bad trip. So I have to go see the neuro spine because I just found out all this yesterday. So the nerve roots are traveling like up. It's like top 3 excruciating back pains. I don't know how people do this. I don't know what type of medicines I'm gonna get. My balance is fucking off. Like everything is just it's awful. So like if you were like very weak, there's like circumstances. There's 3 stages. I'm just stage 1 because it just happened because of the blunt trauma. And it's happening fucking quick. I didn't come on yesterday because I couldn't even feel my my bladder was like all numb. So it was like panic. Doctors panic making sure I didn't need like a spine decompression, which I think I'm gonna need, but it wasn't an emergency. So if you're like 70, 80s, you're not coming back from it. Like you're gonna end up in a wheelchair. It is what it is, and be in pain the rest of your life. If you're in really bad shape, it will paralyze you. So I'm just up against a lot. I'm still young enough where physical therapy and the right injections and possibly a spine decompression will help. I do feel like I'm definitely going to have this conversation on the other channel and talk about some things, but like it blows my fucking mind. Blows my fucking mind. So that's where I'm at with that, and I'm sure I'll be fine. It's a lot. So yes, that's where I'm at. But the pain is just like I'm starting to like even lose my balance. So it's got to get situated quick. So I probably already have permanent nerve damage because it's now in the other leg. Both. So basically, I have a spinal cord injury from an accident that I thought I just walked away from, and I didn't. And I have a high fucking threshold for fucking pain. High. So it's just going to be a lot of work in transforming my life and exercise and the way I eat and losing weight. And it's just going to be a lot. After, I know I can't really do cards, but I was going to attempt to, like I said, for those who are just jumping on, good morning, but I can't even release the tension quite this second. I'm not even on opioids, guys. I'm just like a fucking brain fog. Again, my brain just needs to catch up to all of this. Yeah, I was going to try and on the camera. People are probably like, yeah, right, she's not fucked up. No, I'm not fucked up. I'm fucked up, but I'm not fucked up on drugs. Like, I almost wish, like, not that I wish I had something like that. Opioids, like, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to do. I'll figure it out. But it's actually in the top 5 of, like, disability in the country. So it is the nerve roots. One controls the bottom half and the other one controls the top half. So neurologically. So like when I move my feet, I don't think my brain is catching up in time. So I don't have all the answers. And again, I just been studying the brain for a year. It's probably why I just studied the fucking brain for a year. I feel like it's just going to kind of be like off and on transformation, talking about this type of stuff on the other channel too. What type of medicines, what type of surgeries, like what, you know what I mean? Like, I got to figure out pain management without getting addicted to things. There's a couple that I've researched already that aren't in the opioid, not classified as like an opioid. Well, I've been on tramadol, which is kind of the same thing, not classified, but it is kind of an opioid synthetic family. This other one is a type of like muscle relaxer, so it's actually like, it's not like the muscle relaxers I have right now. They use it for like temporary. So it's just like escalating really quick. I'm more worried about neurological things happening. I honestly believe like spirit wouldn't put me in this position if it's gonna take like that route, you know what I mean? And I honestly think it's not a coincidence that I just studied the brain for a year either. So I know what's happening. And I know how I'm hoping it will connect with my theory. I don't know if it will, though. I don't know if they're going to be interlinked like that. And I'm not doing good on my steroids right now either. It was like 60 a day. It was like 6 a day, 6 a day, 5 a day, 5 a day, 4 a day, 4 a day, tapering. But I've had almost every bad reaction for that. 3 MRIs. My body is just like, I think my body is thrown off too because I had an MRI last night and it does literally throw me off. And I won't take a drug regardless of this pain. I'll figure it out. Like, I won't take a drug that's going to make me like cloudy like that. Like, you know, it's just not I can't. I know that's how like people like escalate and certain stuff happens. So, mine's only kind of happening quickly because it was blunt trauma. So, it's crazy. And I can sit back and I told you that story about the guy that just happened on the highway, but it's like, no, I just got put in this situation because I just studied the brain for the fucking year. So there's something that's going to click for people so I can help people. So it's going to be a lot of work. And every injection, like this one, it's like you do a spinal injection, then you do an epidural. I don't think they would do a spinal fusion. I don't know, guys. I have too many doctor's appointments to go to. It's actually overwhelming. But I think my balance is off this morning, more or less. Thinking the MRI. I was in there for too long. Well, the right amount of time, but it felt like too long for me. It fucks with my energy. And it's going to fuck with anybody's energy. And not to mention the fucking drugs they gave me over the weekend. Did I even have a conversation with you guys when I ended up in the hospital? With the cyst? And so, yeah, I did. I had that conversation with you. So we can add that to the list of fucking injuries that wants to flare up right now. One day at a time. You know? So, yeah. And I feel like a little bit of a space shot right now, and I really just want to blame it on the MRI so I don't panic. But technically, my spinal cord injury affects the top and the bottom, which is like so fucking rare. It's just my shit luck, all this rare shit that I end up getting. One of the rarest is, I mean, we've been talking about this for years. It's like I get the most bizarre fucking things. It can't just be like normal. You know? You can cry, it's okay. Oh, I'm not ready to cry yet. Me? Oh, I'm in pain. I don't even think I've cried like I have when I had that panic attack. But like when my friends call certain things, yeah, it's like I don't even want to talk about it. It's so fucking overwhelming. Everything just coming at me so fast. And declining so fast, which is not what you want to do in this situation. Like if I was to decline right now at a rapid rate, that's my plant lights, it wouldn't be good. It would take 6 months to a year to recover. I'd probably need a walker. I'm not shitting you. Like, so I have to start physical therapy. I gotta start certain stuff. It's gonna be painful. I have no choice but to push through it. It's one of those things where the severity, even though it's mild from the trauma, the severity of it, all the symptoms are literally at like this severe where people would possibly be paranoid or in a wheelchair. So they're going to have to absolutely, I almost guarantee you, they're going to have to decompress my spine. So things like that, But yeah, another reason bone broth, yeah. I want to have this again conversation on the other channel as well, and comments and recommendations and that type of stuff. Detroit your stomach, naproxen. Yeah. Oh, I think that's why they were worried about my stomach for a little while too. Well, that's why I like right now I'm not doing ibuprofen or anything like that. Just the I was doing the meloxicam, but I stopped that to do total. It's a little stronger for like 5 days, but that shit's not even touching the pain. So pain management has to come first. I gotta figure that out. Because it's crippling. That's why people end up in fucking wheelchairs. So, again, I got a really good chance of like full recovery. Well, it's irreversible. I'll always have the nerve damage and what that is. But I can still live through it with like a healthy life and a, good weight, daily exercise, stretch, that type of stuff. So eventually it will probably catch up to me, but it might not happen for a very long time, my 80s, you know what I mean? Eventually it will catch up to me though. But you can stay at stage 1 and stage 2 your whole life without it getting to like 3. It just depends on how you take care of your body. So That's where I'm at. Again, for those that are just coming on, I was going to throw cards. But I didn't have the fight in me to switch over the camera. What's AARP? I was doing the fucking car this morning, and it was that song, I wish I knew what I know now. And it's from that infomercial AARP. It's not like retirement. Hey Siri. What is AARP?
ARP.
Retired, okay. Interest group rate, focusing on affecting those of age of 50. Nonprofit organization. I don't fucking know. I know I've heard of it plenty of times. Where Siri, stop working. Click off. Little thing's moving. Formerly an American Association of Retired Persons interest group, United States focus on issues affecting those of age over the ages of 50. Organization headquarters, DC, made $38 million. Magazine bulletin. It sends its members to the largest circulation population. Yeah, I don't. I wish I knew what I knew now. I don't fucking know. But clearly I'm sitting wrong because my hands are numb now. So I'm gonna get up and stretch. Like, this shit is no fucking joke. Like, I don't know how I went from like wanting to go back to fucking work ever so fucking quickly, thinking I was perfectly fucking fine. And then I'm telling you, when that adrenaline fucking wore off, holy shit. But that's just it, guys. Like, I'm officially fucking screwed. Like, it's gonna start, like, the way it's coming at me, it's gonna start affecting my arms, my hands. So it's not something I can dismiss. Like, I don't even have it in me to open the fucking pen. Like, I just, like, oh my god, I'm fucking, like, is this fucking real life, guys? Like, sorry, no bra, I didn't expect to come on. Wait until you guys fucking fast forward to the beginning, rewind to the beginning, where I didn't know I was on this camera. That's fun. I had my hair in a bun since the hospital since yesterday. I'm so over these fucking hospital trips. I'm so over these MRIs. And here's the thing that gets me too, and that's why we're going to have conversations about this. Again, I keep saying the other channel and I'll get there. But just to say something about, like, the doctors. This is what gets me. Just it's happening so quick, so I'm probably going to have a spinal decompression, I'd say, sooner than later, and hope for the best. Oh, this is what gets me. So the pain medication and the injections. I don't know how I'm going to do with certain injections that aren't linked to, like, the steroids in it, but like, people will get the injections so they can manage their pain to get through physical therapy. Which is great. But I need to find, there's a couple where it slowly tries to help the muscle too. But I think there's something in that one, like a family of something, like, because I'm allergic to morphine. I'm allergic to a lot of stuff. And I know because of all the years of babies and surgeries and C-sections. So I think that's going to be my biggest challenge. Because it's not like, here, pop a pill and see if this works. It's like you have to do an injection. So I don't know. But it's definitely giving me brain fog. No fucking. So. Not enough where I wish I knew what I know now. I'm gonna look into that, I guess. Not enough where it's fucking with me psychologically yet. But I know how quickly that can escalate too. And then, like, so yeah, it's gonna be a process. So I'll let you guys know more when I know more. But like, sitting down hurts. Standing up hurts. You know? Cactus oil injection, pain management. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta start looking into all that. And do like a record, keep a little tally. There's a medicine I took over the weekend that fucked me up. I was telling you guys. But I think it was more of just like an interaction. See now, like my hands and top of my thighs are burning. And I'm actually sitting properly. So it's gonna suck. I'm not gonna lie. Could be worse. Plan on making a full recovery. I'm just thankful enough I'm young enough to make a full recovery. I didn't even know how severe like a spinal stenosis, was that what it is? Like, I just remember when I first got in the car wreck, she was like, with the first MRI, the neurospine was like, really good news. It's not instant stenosis or whatever. I'm like, okay. And then when I got the MRI back yesterday, I was like, oh, that's that thing she said you don't want. So typically it only affects one side of people. And I literally affecting both sides of me. Like, the odds of it happening are so fucking rare. But not for me. Not for me, apparently. And I don't even know what this means. It's the mild central canal narrowing. The contact with the transversing bilateral L5 root nerve, which is greater than 9-8 than the right. So there's something with the left with 18 and with the right with 9. So bilateral foraminal narrowing. I don't fucking know. I'm just like, this is just my shit luck. Great thing is I haven't put a bra on in like 6 weeks. I'm not gonna lie. It feels great. So I'll keep you guys updated. I don't know, I kind of feel like my hands do feel like a little weak, like with cards, and I have been dropping my phone, like little things I typically don't do. So it's just a whole bunch of rehab at all the same time. Good thing I got the other channel that's ready to up and go, right? Again, not a fucking coincidence. I just studied the fucking brain for a year. And I say this too, like, it's just the whole fucking, like, we as, like, light workers, healers, oracles, like, whatever, you know, it is that you're in tune with, like, we go through a lot to get to where we need to get in growth, and multiple times, because else you wouldn't be able to teach. A lot of it's just wisdom too that's just there. But this is like one of those things where it's like, oh, so you put me in that situation so I can work through it. But I think it's to work through it, you guys. I think there's a lot more people. It just kind of clicked. It's like the top 3 most excruciating, like, back pain, and I want to say it's almost the number 1 disability. So apparently I'm along for the ride. And I guess it makes sense because I know how the brain works. It's just things are just going to have to come together and click, though. So that part is different because I planned on taking a different route. But I might not have to. I don't know yet. So you guys are just going to have to, like, bear with me. And again, I wish I knew what I knew now. It's a retirement fund? Is that what it is? I don't fucking know. But between the steroids and being out of work and the inflammation and the water, like, when I say I escalated, like, declined quickly, like, I think I was 160 before the accident. I had a physical. I just had, like, my OBGYN, my yearly, from after the hysterectomy. 160. I stepped on the scale yesterday. I was like 176. No lie. I was like, it's water retention. Mind you, I still haven't gone to the bathroom. And it's wild because it's not like hard and stuck like they need to give me like an enema, a home, or like the hospital. Like, it's like soft. It just doesn't want to go. It's because it's the axons, it's the spinal cord injury. It doesn't know what fucking direction to fucking communicate with. I'm not saying this is it's so fucking overwhelming. So what's Superman's name? Christopher Reeve? Is that what it is that came through when we were talking about paralyzed? So his is like cervical, and it down. Mine is lumbar and a little thoracic. I thought it was just going to be a simple, like, Christopher Reeve, I thought it was just going to be like a simple sciatic pain, this and that, come and go. Like, I knew something was off when it was affecting the other leg. I knew it's fucked. It's not supposed to happen. So, I don't know which way. I think he was able to communicate for a long time, right? Like, so I don't know. I got to figure out both ways now instead of just one way, So, like, even sitting here, like, my hands are completely numb, my legs. Like, this can't stay like this. I know it's not an emergency spinal decompression, but it's coming. It's coming. So, and at this point, I think I'm okay with it because it's like not what they want to do, but again, like, I'm at the severity. So if somebody was like 80 right now, they're months away from being paralyzed or in a wheelchair for the rest of their life. So again, my brain really just I think what's mentally helping me right now, and I don't even know if I'm mentally okay like that. I like to think I am, but I mean, fuck if I know. Again, I know I keep saying it, but it's almost like my security blanket that I just learned the brain. You know what I mean? So like I know I can get through this, but I also see how quickly how people escalate. I get it now, you know. And the pain is just I thought it was tolerable, like, but then as soon as whatever happened in the last couple days, it was pretty fucking quick. Started affecting my entire body. Super fucking quick. It doesn't usually come on that quick, so I'm gonna try to pee. I'm not gonna try to pee. I am gonna pee. My bladder fills up, even if it's not like full, and it's like it feels like I've been holding my bladder. So, what am I? 46 or 47? Do you guys remember? I think I'm 46. I don't know. Apparently, I'm gonna be in the best shape of my fucking life when I'm 50 something. I'll tell you that. 40, 48. I give it like 6 months getting there. How old am I? 46? I think I'm 46. I suck at ages. I think I'm 46. Yeah, I'll be 47. Let me try going pee. Yeah, 46. Thanks. Thanks. Jade's birthday is in a couple weeks. That came fucking quick. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to like put my brain together and I'm gonna have to. I need you closer. Oh my god, that was so much work. So, um, oh, that is wild. I know. But 50 is going to be fun. Medical marijuana. I actually considered that. I thought about getting a card. I mean, I can go to the dispensary. I usually go and get gummies. I typically just do that like when I like go camping or something. I like more of like gummies, lollipops, but like I want to look into like the oils. I don't want the CBD shit. Like I'm sure that works great for like what. So I want to try like with, you know, the THC. So, yeah. I mean, typically they would never attempt to do spinal surgery on me. It'd be like the last resort. But because all these symptoms are coming on so rapidly, like they have to, I guarantee it, they have to decompress my spine. It's really the only chance I probably have to recover properly. So yeah, I think in New Hampshire, I read it briefly while I was waiting for the neurospine doctor last week. In New Hampshire, I think it's like, I don't know, you pay like $50 or $100. You send in something you got to get from like the state. But it's weird. So I think my license would be like at a Mass, Maine, or Vermont, like. But there is dispensaries in New Hampshire, so I don't know enough about it. So, but sometimes I don't like. So if I like get high during the day, it's a different effect. I get high at night, it's different. You know what I mean? I'm typically during the day I'm like a paranoid high, and I wear glasses, so I don't want that type of high. I don't know, maybe night, I don't know. My brain has to stay clear and focused here. There's a reason all this is happening. Again, not a coincidence. I just studied the brain. I know it's not. So now I got to look to see how my thing actually relates to pain versus people's just matrix stupidity and then conditioning. Fuck. So, yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to go that route yet, maybe at night. I'm more worried about my brain right now. But I honestly, truly believe like spirit's not going to get me to the point of not being able to be clear to have these conversations and get through this shit. You know? Yeah, so again, this is why next time we probably have this conversation, it's probably going to be taken to the other channel. Because I have a funny feeling I'll be staying on top of certain stuff. It's like that whole transformation thing. Do I have TBI too? I don't know. What is that? I don't know yet, guys. Like it's all so new and it's coming on all so fast. Like a month ago, I didn't have the sclerosis or whatever it is. Oh, I haven't seen a neurologist yet. So I'm going to have to go with no, else I wouldn't be able to do my spiritual job. I could, but does that make sense? Like for those who have my OGs, that would make sense to you. That's not me being naive or arrogant. Like spirit definitely wants me to function. Yeah. So do I feel like there's something could be not neurologically? Absolutely. But here's the deal too. My spinal cord injury is going up and down. It's lateral, bilateral. So like it does affect the neurons in my spinal cord. So like the numbness in my hand. So it's like I don't know how we're gonna do it all. Yeah, so it's both ways. So again, I'm glad that made sense to you because it makes sense to me too. They're not gonna, you know what I mean? But I definitely think there's some stuff going on, but I also could honestly be the reaction from the MRI or just that one dose I took of that IBM medicine that fucked me up. I think there was like an interaction, especially since I'm not doing so great with clearly I have brain fog, but that's normal because everything's happening so fucking quick right this second. I don't remember what I was saying. Up and down, yeah, detox. I haven't tried that. Yeah, it's slowly but surely, like over the weekend it fucked me up. So I could have had this is a fucking joke. Oh, because I had a bad reaction to the steroids. It could have just been a simple interaction like that. Like I was looking at literally wrote down my medication list for my doctor, and I sent it yesterday. I'm like, so since I got home from the hospital, this yesterday morning before I went back into the hospital. Was it yesterday morning? Fuck if I know anymore. But I'm like, this was the schedule. I haven't been taking that Valium to sleep because the strong muscle relaxer too. But I haven't been taking that because it can't interact with the total. Like I'm telling you, for a minute, my brain was like, I can't handle this. Like for a minute, I think I almost like wanted to like lose my shit. It was so like fucking overwhelming. I just had to sit back and like breathe. I didn't cry. I didn't panic, but I was like, now I know why this happens. You know what I mean? So like I gotta narrow down the medicines. Now that we know that something's permanent versus temporary and there's no reversing it, now I can attempt the medicines. Again, I don't know if they're just gonna jump into a spinal decompression first and then take it from there. It's a very dangerous surgery. You know? And they were really thinking like a possibility that that's what was going on yesterday with losing like feeling in my pelvic area. A spinal decompression, it shaves down certain parts of bone spur. I don't know if I have bone spurs. I don't think I have bone spurs, but that's what it shaves down. Because 3 of my discs now, and it's going lower and lower, so it's narrowing. So the tension in the nerve damage I already have, like I said to you guys, which was making me nervous, it's already doing, the longer I wait, the more damage it's doing, and there's nothing you can do about it. Most people can lose control of their bladder and their bowels. So they would think an emergency, like spiral decompression, like they were on it. They had the surgeons, like they were ready to go. So, but it ended up turning the other way around. But I'm still at the severity. So now I'm a red flag, but I'm not a red flag at the ER, if that makes sense. I'm now just a red flag for the neurospine specialist to figure out. There's no point in doing injections and certain stuff for the pain. It's affecting things too quickly. It's escalating too quick. So I didn't see led you to what? I'd have to go back. Heaven metals? Yeah. Are you saying heavy metal? Yeah. I like I have a couple. One of my favorites of my bracelets I wear is it's not what I want to say is magnesium. It's not. It's malachite. No, not at all. Begins with an M. I love it. Oh, it's hematite. So it's an H, not even an M. See, my brain is working. So no, this is also new for me, and it's happening so quick. So I don't know. I wish I knew what I knew now. But I won't be that person that sits around and does disability unless like I ever got to that point and I had to because of yada yada, but I'm too young for that shit. But I didn't realize like that's like the number one, because disability is awful. It's what they pay you, the government. It's awful. But spinal cord injuries can pay like up to like $5,000 a month, which is huge because typically it's only like $1,000 a month. Like that's how of a big deal it is. I didn't know it was that big. Like I don't want to sound naive. Like I feel like a space shot. Like yesterday when the surgeon came in to talk to me after the MRI, I literally said to myself, like, I didn't know a car accident can do that much damage that quickly. And it didn't click until like a couple minutes later. And I'm like, oh my God, I must have sounded so stupid. Like people die all the time. Like, but it didn't click and he didn't say anything, you know? And I know this doctor not that well because I work at the hospital. Well, did work at the hospital. So I've seen him around. He's like, how you been? I haven't seen you in a long time. Yada, yada, reading your chat, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I barely ever saw this doctor. So apparently he remembered who I was. But he was telling me a story with him and his wife or whatnot. But what was the whole point of that? He was kind of telling me. Oh, disability. Yeah. Yeah, I had no idea. Like it was like it's actually a disease. I just happened to get mine through trauma. A lot of people can actually live with this disease and never know they have it unless something traumatic happens or wear and tear with old age. I know for a fact I didn't have it because of my 2 previous back things. You know, I could have had a little of it, but not. It would have showed in the last MRI from 8 weeks ago, and it didn't. Or 4 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, and it didn't. So like this is like a rapid. It's happening fast. That's what brought me to the hospital a couple times. Like I can't feel my right leg, guys, and they're all like, you know, the doctors. I don't think were trying to convince me. Like sometimes it can be in your head, and you can create the pain. And I wanted to be like, if one more fucking doctor says that to me, I'm gonna punch him in the fucking face. And each time I've gone, it's been legit. It's the fucking cyst over there, the legs that they didn't do an MRI the first time when they just should have fucking did it, but they didn't. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I feel like when I self-advocate, it's like they feel like, you know, what do you call that person? That's always like thinks something's wrong. And I swear I think I'm that person sometimes too, but I really just self-advocate. Like I want to get to the bottom of things. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to sit around and fucking wait. I remember my vitamin fucking 12 was like at a fucking 3. Hypochondriac, yeah. When I'm supposed to be like in the hundreds. That's why I was getting lightheaded, headaches. So if I didn't self-advocate and stay on top of that, and it took months. Oh, what about the time they just told me I had strep throat over and over and over and I had fucking mono? Remember that time too? Took them 3 months to fucking figure that out. So my doctor's probably like, And the medicine he wants me to start, I looked it up. I thought it was an antidepressant. A lot of people use antidepressants for pain management. I'm going to do my best not to go that route because I know about the nervous system. So again, you know, I'm probably going to be like the puppet. This is the experiment. Like Courtney's literally going to be the experiment on fucking YouTube for this shit. I'm not kidding you. I feel like that's the position I just got put in. It's like signing up for a trial, you know? And I forget what I was just going to say. Oh, being, the self-advocate. And it's something was wrong each time. Oh, antidepressants. The one he gave me, it's just for anxiety. Which I definitely need because I didn't think I did like that. But even getting in the car, it's a lot for me. By the time I get out of there, I'm like tight from head to toe. it's too much for me to, it's too much stress. I just feel like I'm going to get slammed from behind. It's fucking scary. Every time my kids leave, I feel like they're going to get in a car accident. It's bad. It's psychologically fucking with me. And I had already had fears. You know me, I don't even like driving on the highway, guys. So like it's bad. And I know it's going to take some time. I almost wish, I wish I knew what I knew. I almost wish I didn't see it coming. Because that's the part that's still fucking with me. So, yeah, so they're just gonna have to rule a lot of things out, guys. So I haven't tried it yet because I do have it, but I do want to rule it out because if it can take the edge off, I don't want to get in the mind frame of like not wanting to leave the house. I could see how quickly that could escalate for people, you know. So, and I go like extra slow. Now, never mind fucking cars. The cars are giving me a fucking heart attack. I now watch for deer, squirrels, all the little things, like going like extra slow. If somebody's up my ass, I'll tap my brakes like 10 times. Like, hey, I'm in front of you. Like, I can cry. It's, well, here we go. That part is, there's a lot of trauma there. There's a lot of like, that part is the PTSD, which is ironic because it was the other channel I was talking about that I thought was going to help the PTSD. And he's like, "Quote, it's getting worse, it's getting worse." And I'm like, "No, I'm fine. I'm fine." He's like, "You're not." I'm like, "I'm fine." So I think it's just because my brain watched it happen, you know? So it's a lot. And Mia drove home the other day and she's like, "Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit," because she was taking a left and they were coming up the hill. And I'm like, what? I had already prepped myself, not for like an accident, but like I just try not to pay attention when somebody else is driving at this point. And she took the time and she took the turn and she was fine. And she's like, the person, was just kind of going, fast. So I now have her a little paranoid, which I don't like. But I've been teaching my kids from a very young age, like, a car is a tool. It can kill you. It can take you out. It is not a toy. It's not a joyride. It's from A to B. It's a luxury. I don't care if you're driving a beat-up fucking car. It is a fucking luxury. A car can kill you in a fucking heartbeat. And I've been teaching my kids that from a very young age. So it's a fucking machine. So I'm sure my kids are being a little more extra cautious. I'm sure, my paranoia is not adding to the situation. So, but I'm still going to get my coffee in the morning, doctor's appointments, and I drove myself to the hospital yesterday, and the surgeons were like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know. Like, I didn't want to take an ambulance. I didn't think I needed an ambulance. I gotta go take one of my other medicines real quick because I've been sitting here tense for 58 minutes, and this isn't working for me. I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm done with these total. This is temporary. People don't usually even go home with these. So it's almost like I want to save them like they're fucking candy. Like they're oxycodone or something, because I can't do oxys. So to me, this is like, this takes the edge off, but this is not a drug that they typically give over 3 days. But this is where people get fucked up. this is where, oh no, it hurts more when I stand. The only thing that feels somewhat comfortable is like fetal position, because I have it going up and down my spine. So it's like a fucking double whammy. And now my hands in them. Now I know why I've been dropping my phone and shit. But I've been saying this for weeks. I'm like, my arms are tired. I can't play my bubble game for as long, you know. So kicking in. I just hope it doesn't take away my driving. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, the surgeon's like, you probably shouldn't have drove yourself here. I'm like, yeah, no, I probably shouldn't have, but it didn't seem like I needed an ambulance. And I'm very like self-independent. So my dad's like, I'm bringing you. I'm like, no, I'm fine. Like, I don't want him anywhere near a fucking hospital waiting, and his back's just getting better. So, and the tension is still like, whew. So now standing up hurts too. But this is where I said, like, this is where people get hooked on drugs. And like, I'm not going to lie, I'm borderline. Probably not okay to drive. So I'm hoping tomorrow it doesn't feel like this. But I can't imagine it won't. It's not one of those things. I think that's just gonna go away at night. And I haven't had a necklace on for a long time. I'm just looking and starting to feel naked. So it's not always choice when doctors are liable. Well, you know what's ironic too? I was saying, me and my mom were discussing this a few weeks ago with tramadol. You really shouldn't be working or driving with tramadol at all. And doctors don't tell you this because they can be held liable. So I quit smoking cigarettes 2 days ago. And I'm dwindling down on these. I got 3 left. But it's almost being forced into quitting because some of the medicines I want to take, you can't smoke. And it's basically going to have to be like process of elimination. So I think tomorrow, well, I don't know. I've been saying every day, like, I want to put a patch on, and I'm fine with not having a cigarette. I only had a couple cigarettes a day, maybe 2, if that. It's not phasing me that not having my morning cigarette, right? So, because I probably do have a little brain injury. It's funny, not funny. Should not be making a joke over that. I mean, fuck, I didn't know I had a spinal cord injury. So, you know what can make me paranoid too? I'm switching conversations. Look, before that, I want to talk about the car. Before that, I didn't want to put the patch on because I feel like I have too many things in my system right this second. Does that make sense? I don't know if it can make you like lightheaded. So, but I don't want to be vaping either. Like, that's worse than cigarettes to me. That shit's more addicting. You don't gotta leave the fucking house. My sister's like, oh, I'm gonna buy one of those like vape machines where it's like kind of like cleaner and you go in and pour it. I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. It's the worst thing you can do in the entire fucking world. So, I've quit a couple times cold turkey for years and then just went back to it. I think I did the patches once and I think it somewhat helped. I tried Chantix once. That was awful. Awful. So I didn't want to start with those yet. But like I don't have a choice. This car accident put me in a choice where I have no choice but to eat better, to live a healthier life, to for my like it's like getting forced into it. Absolutely. And every time I put a gumdrop in my mouth, I'm like, last one. I love my gumdrops. I love my spice drops. And peppermint patties. I have like 2 peppermint patties a day, every day, for like 6 months now. And my spice drops. It's like a food addiction. Kaden was like, oh, all done with the donuts? So I was all done with the donuts. A week later, I found coffee cakes by Drake instead of Hostess or something. Those things were fucking delicious. I got hooked on those for weeks. From there, I went to fruit roll-ups. From there, I went to ice cream sandwiches. My core fucking stop. And I keep telling myself every time I put it in my mouth, like, oh, last one. I know I gotta lose weight. I know I gotta do this. I'm like, Court, you've been doing this for fucking 6. Yeah, I've been telling myself for fucking 6 weeks. And Caden's like, what's the addiction this week? I'm like, I don't know yet. That's real life for me. So, good thing I like vegetables. I'm not big on fruit, but I'm a sugar addict. But it's also probably because I don't have what I need in my body. You know what I mean? That's why that shit happens anyway. I've always had a sweet tooth, though, with chocolate. So, I don't know. So I don't know what addiction I'll have when I go to the grocery store next. Hopefully not any. I mean, I know it's not going to be fucking bananas and fucking apples, but it's mentally going to train my brain. And my dad was telling me it was a singer. There's a country singer that just died. And he did a record with somebody. I forget who it was with. He's famous. And he's known for like smoking pot, drinking. He's a notorious singer. Not a singer. He's an artist. My brain's trying to tell me something else. So anywho, they put an album together in 4 days. And it was like biggest hits. Best records ever. And what he did was he fasted for 4 days. He had heard this thing. He fasted. And he heard about this drink. It was just like water, cayenne, lemon, a couple other things. And they substituted that for food. He didn't let anybody, like, if people slept, they only slept for a couple hours. They stayed awake. He said his brain never worked so fucking clear in his entire fucking life. That's how they got through the album. So I want to try that drink too. I got to do things that are going to improve and keep my brain clear. You told me about what? About that story before? Oh, hot water, cayenne pepper, syrup, lemon. Yeah, I think it's something like that. Yeah, I think it's I think it is something just like that. But he just said he drank it. He couldn't fall asleep. He went to go get high. I forget the name of the fucking band. I have to ask my dad. And he instantly realized like his brain was just performing better. So he literally fasted for 4 days and made a #1 album. So I won't be fasting like that. Like I need proteins. Like I need certain stuff. Like, but there is like certain stuff where I got to stay on top of. Thing like because right now I don't even know if I have anything neurologically going on. And like I said, if I do, it's not going to be to the extent of me not being able to work. Yeah, Toby Keith. Yeah, he's the one that just passed, right? But he made an album with him. Not that it's not him though. It's the one he made a hit album with. They're a known band. I think that's it. Yeah. So, but I gotta start like writing stuff down, like getting off certain medicines, seeing how the other ones work. So that's where it's going to be tricky. I'm just waiting for this total to kick in a little bit. It's kicking in a tiny bit, I think. Not really, I'm still tense. So yeah, I do want to try that. And just little things. I don't know. Again, not my physical therapist is going to have to like put another plan together. Yeah. And there's certain vitamins that I already have all those vitamins that the spinal, like your spinal cord needs, the spinal fluid, that type of stuff. So like 50% of my root is sticking out, going each way. So I think it's supposed to be like tucked in. Mine's just out like little octopus legs and going like a horse tail, going in all different directions. But not the serious horse tail. That's called like Capicorn, something like that. Like that's what they thought was happening to me yesterday. But it's not good. It's not good. I don't know how my body didn't feel the trauma right away. I know adrenaline, but like again, it pulls me back to like what I said to the doctor, feeling so stupid. I can't believe a car accident can do this. Like, he must be like, for real, you know? So, and it's not even, you know what the crazy thing is, and this just started the last 2 days too, is the pain is actually in the middle of my spine. So the lumbar has always been killing. And I've adjusted to that pain already because I have a high tolerance threshold for pain. And then there's sometimes I'm like contraction. This is instant. It's like dead in the middle of my back. And it's because of the other root that's now pinched. I wouldn't even call it pinch, it's compressed. So I keep doing like little smiles, but it's not funny like that. So. Fucked myself up. I wish I knew what I knew now. It keeps coming back to me. I'll probably sit with you guys for a couple more minutes because I can't get this tension. Like, just tried so hard to drop my shoulders and it hurts too much. So I'll absolutely get through this. It's just going to be a little more of a process than I thought. And again, everything happens for a reason. Like I said, studying the brain and my hands not being the fucking strongest right now. And good thing I kind of have that other channel. Get going on the other channel and see where it takes me. Because this, what about short-term prognosis? I'm on that already. Yeah, they started me that on Monday or Tuesday at 60. 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4. 3, 3, 2, 2. Today will be 2, 2. No, last night was 2. So today would be 2. And then tomorrow and the next day would be 1, 1. So it's not really doing anything for me though. You would think like there's some inflammation, but there's not as much inflammation as I think like you would think there would be. Because it's from the disc. So, but the disc, like, so physical therapy, certain stuff, maybe I can get it somewhat back into place so it takes some compression off of my spinal cord. I'm lucky if I can get that done in like 6 weeks. Some people, this can take 18 months to get like, and you'll still never be 100%. And I don't even know where I'm at in that spectrum. But I'm sure, like, I'm still going to live my life, you know, but like, chances of me ever getting on a boat again are slim. Snowmobile, out of the question. Even traveling will be difficult. Because it will flare it up. But again, I don't know. The circumstances can always change. I don't know if they're going to have to decompress my spine or not. The surgeon's thinking they're probably going to have to. Because, again, mine is mild, but it's like acute, severe. Like it's happening fast. And that's a no-no. So again, I'm not trying to just mask the pain. That's not going to help me manage this. You know? Well, I got to find something, but like the shots and all that, like temporary. And right now I want my brain to tell me like where it's hurting, because it's the only way I'm going to find a way through this for me. Like most people would just decline from here. And spine surgery is the last thing any surgeon wants to do, honestly. It's the last thing they want. They don't want to fuck with it. They don't want to touch you. They're not a big advocate for it at all. They do their best to talk you out of it, honestly, and it's their job. They're one of the best paid doctors, but it's not because of fucking surgery. So, and there'd be little things like, it'd probably start with like laparoscopic stuff. Like I don't think it's gonna be like, it would have been a whole different ball game if it was the Capicorn, I think. Caudaqui, something like that. Capicorn. Yeah, it's the most dangerous surgery you can have along with the brain. Yep, because it affects your spinal cord. Mine's just going in both directions now. It's like a little octopus is just like, where am I gonna go? So, you haven't been on for a while. Hi. I know. Oh yeah, hi. Hi. You're from the UK, huh? You always stole me to the UK. Thanks. I don't like seeing me in pain either. And again, I should not be laughing. Like, there's nothing about that that's funny. Like, it could be so much worse. Like, I'm actually in, like, excruciating pain. But again, I have a high fucking threshold for pain. I'm a mom of 4. I push through that shit, guys. You know, and then I rest at the end of the day. I can't really do that this time around like that, but I have to do that. Like, this isn't, I don't have an option to give up. If I give up, I'll end up either paralyzed or in a wheelchair the rest of my life. So my brain can go one way or another. My brain can go to, fuck that, I'm working through this, till, fuck this, I can't handle the pain, give me what I need to, and then you're fucked. And I think that's what people kind of probably get caught up. So I don't want to end up in a wheelchair or EF now the rest of my life, or paralyzed. So little walking here and there is like the best thing. And again, like, if I was to like slip, I could paralyze myself. Like, that's where I'm at. Again, my brain hasn't like really caught up to this yet. Like, It's really a big deal. You know, that's why, like, one day at a time. Yeah, they say nerve pain is the most disturbing pain. Yeah, most excruciating pain. It is. Tis is. Yeah, rewiring. Where you been? That's what I've been talking about. That's where my other channel is going. So there's got to be something there in regards to healing. It's not. I don't. Yeah, she's like rewire. Yeah, I have another channel called Dala's Method. I haven't been on yet, but you can go check it out. Well, I have been on, but off and on. And it is about my theory, where I go next, and it's all about the amygdala. So, that's what I was just telling people. You know, but I want to partner up with the right person, and I want to put it out on an app. It's all legalized. I played it smart on my end because it's not out there, and I know it works because I studied the brain for a year. And then I got put in this position, so not a coincidence. So it's like being on a journey, and I was gonna be like, do I want to talk about health? Do I not want to talk about health? Like, I got put in a position. So it is rewiring, but it's not rewiring like as easy as rewiring. I know it's not, and I know I'm not trying to like complicate, but you still got to rewire even with the pain, because it always be kind of consistent pain. Got to tell yourself it's there, but think about it differently. But you're never gonna make it go away. So there's got to be there's got to be some more like steps in there, which I'll figure out. So I shall figure it out. Yeah. Because the other channel is more about like debating and topics, and somehow it's going to lead to this and other things. Because personal, talking about your health and what medications you're on. I'm a big advocate. Like, don't take, like, I'm that person where they're like, oh, I'm going to go see a therapist. Careful, don't take medicine. I didn't think I was that person, but I can very much be that person, because I don't even need to get into that conversation right now. But like, so is it a little uncomfortable with me being like, all right, I'm going to try this one. Yeah, it is, because it's going to be judgmental people. But I mean, if I can help thousands and we can get through it a different way, that's what I'm going to fucking do. Mine's more of like an awakening too, but it's different. It's like, so to incorporate pain management too is something, but it's not going to be the same. My brain hasn't filled me in yet. My brain's catching up to all this, if that makes sense. Still trying to wrap around the accident, and now that I'm learning more about what's going on with me, it's making sense being put in a shitty situation, which I just said 45 minutes prior to you popping on. We get put in certain situations to see our way through. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be very comfortable talking about this or trying this or trying, like, I do feel like it's going to be like a trial. I do feel like it's it's like putting myself out there, like, it's like people signing up for trials. Theories, you know what I mean? Except I'll be doing it on YouTube. I'll figure it out though. I don't think it's definitely not going to be all about that. There's so many other things, that it's geared to. But I didn't know pain was incorporated there, so it's interesting. It gives me a lot more research to do. I can take a different avenue going about researching it. Because I was searching different ways with the method I was planning on doing. You know what I mean? Now this is like it's an opposite search. So good days, bad days. People been on certain medicines that, don't work, and then you try. It's going to be one of those situations where you try, or you go on a new one, but you don't want it because that one works. But that one can keep you addicted, and then, because there's certain medicines where you can't access certain neurons and axons, and there's no way around that. It's blocking it. Those ones need to be bypassed. So I'm assuming my brain will figure out a way to bypass that. And it brings me back to, like, it's such an interesting organ. It's so smart. But it brings me back to the anger too, because it's like, how can you study it and know who you're working with, how you're working, what the medicine does, not explaining to, like, the public on how it works, what news, social media, like, that's the part that kind of makes me angry, because I just don't understand how you can do all that research unless it just never clicked for them. It just clicked for me. You know what I mean? That's the part that's just kind of disturbing. Like, how do you go about your career? And again, I'm not trying to neuroscientist. I'm not trying to belittle or anything. Like, but like something just clicked in my brain. It's like, why are we not putting that out into the public? Why are we? And I guess that makes sense on why we're not putting it out into the public. So that clicked. I already know how I'm gonna go about that, but that all has to do with the app. And again, I'm not trying to undermine them. It's just, I don't know how you can study to be that doctor and not have that cross your mind. But again, maybe it was just meant to cross my mind, I think eventually I'm probably going to blow scientists' minds. They'll be like, how did this chick figure this out? But the thing is, they already know the knowledge is there. They just couldn't bypass something. Honestly, it's a big deal what I figured out. So that's why I said it just has to be executed properly. And I'm not going to put it out there half-assed. And I almost did. Electromagnetic pulse therapy, yeah. I'm going to have to be looking into a lot of stuff. I'm looking into acupuncture too. I was actually thinking about practicing. I'll save that for another day. I think my brain was telling me something when I did a reading for you guys the other day, and I want to try it. But Patreon, I don't know if it's possible. I think it's possible. I just don't know if you have to be part of it. Anyway, I'll figure that out. All right. I'm going to have to lay down because I'm not this, it's calmed me a little, but it's not relaxed me. So, blending of Eastern and Western science. I don't know. Only in America will the government allow us to walk around like fucking idiots like this. They don't do it in other countries, guys. Not when it comes to like yoga and they have a certain technique. We take away. And again, I'm going to start talking about all that on the other channel. Because now I'm officially forced to talk about it on the other channel. So, alright, I'm glad I got to touch base with you guys a little bit. Just don't know why I can't. My body won't It typically does. Thanks, Lord. Yeah, it's called Dallas Method. New World Order, actually, I think it's next to it. Which I wanted to replace. But I don't know if I will, because that was with that whole dream when they were talking New World, so. Anywho, yeah, so I gotta make some phone calls and, but if I can come on later, it's just 30:33, come on later. I will, once I can bypass this. Typically, my there's so much tension in my body right now. It hasn't been like this for just like the first time. It's like tension, like it's just put my shoulders down, but like I know they're not going to stay down. Like typically I can sit here and relax a little bit, but right this second I can't. So I'm glad I accidentally came on this morning face to face. Wait until you guys go to the very beginning of the video and you're like, what the fuck? My hair had been in the same position. I don't even know what I look like, but people at Dunkin' Donuts this morning were probably like, this chick, like, she couldn't even fix her hair. It didn't even occur to me to fix my hair. So that should be fun. So obviously I was meant to have a face-to-face with you guys. Because I attempted it a second time and it didn't work either. And at that point I was like, fuck that, I can't fix it. Hi, honey. Bells. I know I'm wrapping it up soon and you all are popping on. How are you? How are things? How's the girls? How's married life? Yep, bills. Lauren's like, bells? I gotta stretch for a minute. Well, it's not really stretching, but I gotta stand for a minute. Oh. Oh, it's so pretty. It's snowing out. It started snowing. Oh, when the bomb is dropping, I'm trying so hard. Do you see the snow? No, you can't really. You can't see it like I thought you were gonna see it. Oh my god, that was a big rock that I dropped. Fuck me. Did that just record? Yeah, see, it is snowing. Did it not record? Did I not do a good job recording? Oh, there it is. It's like a 2-second recording, that's why. It's starting to come down. I think they canceled a lot of schools in Mass. Okay, alright. I'm officially going to lay down. Can't even lay down, I have so much to do. This is like debilitating. Like, this is insane. I gotta water my poor plants that I can't water. Carrying my water bottle hurts. I swear, that's where I'm at. Carrying a fucking water bottle hurts. It was a big rock that fell. Oh my god. My poor plants. I know what Caden's doing when he gets home from school today, besides shoveling. Alright, I love you too, and I'll see you guys. I don't know about later. Hopefully some point this week. If not, if I can't get to the cards because of just like the pain, because there's no way I can sit here and do cards like that right now, then we'll sit and chat here and probably on the other channel too. So, yeah. I love you guys. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And stay safe if it's snowing. Yeah, it's good to see you guys. You popped in. I just woke up and you made me look out my window. Snow. You've been waiting for snow since you moved. Aw, that's awesome. So exciting. When it falls like that and it just starts to cover the ground, it's light and fluffy. It's so beautiful. Sometimes I cry when I look at it, like the first snowfall. I'm like, I love it. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And I'm glad you get to experience the snow. I didn't even know you made a big move like that. What do you mean since the... Wait, huh? I just woke up. It's been waiting to snow since I moved to the U.S. Weren't you in Canada? They get a lot more snow than we do. So confused now. You just been waiting for it to snow here? For snow. I mean, if you moved here for snow, you should have stayed in Canada. I could have sworn you were from Canada. Unless that brain frog is at least... She might have bounced off, ladies. Oh, here she is. I moved from the U.S. when I got married. Bells was from Canada. Okay. Well, you're throwing people off, Bells. Canada gets a shit ton of snow. Way more than New England. Way more than the U.S. I think. I'm almost positive. So she just wanted to throw everybody off your fucking game. Don't worry. That's all she did. She came on just to throw everybody off their fucking game. As if she's never seen fucking snow. A girl who's fucking from Canada is... fucking... Belle, I needed that laugh. Thank you. Because the fuck... I was like, is this real life? I'm pretty sure she's from fucking Canada. So yeah, you just made everybody laugh. So that was really nice of you. Fuck, man. I'm like, what? Like, huh? Well, now I feel bad if you've been waiting for the snow. I actually feel bad for you. Because we're not getting much this year at all. Global warming. You really wanted it. Well, you're getting a nice little frosting. I know. Does it remind you of home? Because you're so far away. Oh, Bells, you crack me up. I'm glad you're excited, though. Oh, okay. So, yeah, typically you wouldn't get it there like that, yeah. I mean, well, it depends. You're like on the border. You're right there. That's quite the adjustment. I considered a move there once, and then I was like, oh, I think I'm going to go a little further down. But there's a lot of sacred lands there, too. You have to let me know. You're in mourning, I bet. Yeah. It's definitely a little bit of culture shock, too. So he's clearly from here. But you do what you got to do. Everyone's meant to have those changes and moves, you know what I mean? So... Really? I wonder if I know him. He's in Carolina right now, South Carolina. Yeah, that's why I said I almost moved to Virginia. Because of the land, to be honest with you. The historic lands there are just huge. A lot of energy, too. Like a lot, like portals, meridians, like Lee Lines, like it's pretty historical there. Yeah, Georgia. Yeah, that's where he is. I said Carolinas. He's a paranormal investigator. One of my friends who's the same thing, and he's in Georgia. But I know a couple people who have like YouTube channels, and they go out and they work, and here in New Hampshire, and they travel to like different places. That friend is the one that initially actually got me onto YouTube. He's like, if you don't do it, you're not going to do it. He convinced me to go on YouTube. I'd already had the whole idea or whatnot. And he's the one that motivated my ass to just go on You Stop Mystical Moment. So I've never gone on any of his. Like this, I like the crew that he works with, but I'm very particular when it comes to paranormal investigators. Like, it kind of bothers me, the ones that just kind of like go and irritate and do that, or not try to help, or, you know, it's one thing like, why are you here? You got questions. Like, I get that, but like, I just feel like there needs to be a little bit more help from the ones that can help, and not necessarily like crossing over, just kind of getting them to kind of understand and taking time to. We were just talking about Aborigines. I can't even say Aborigines the other day, so I feel like you might have been part of that conversation. You know, give them the time to explain to them, you know, paradoxes and where you are and how, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's really important, you know, and I haven't come across anybody who does that. You know, it's usually just like, you know, the basic and, you know, respect, which is great, but I just feel like there's a whole nother level to where things like that need to be taken. But again, that's, you know, probably goes right along with me and wanting to tear down this industry and restructuring the industry. I'm gonna fucking do it. I might as well fucking do it right, not just pick a piece here and there and hope that the puzzle pieces will eventually fix. That's not how this shit's done. These are historical moments in history right now, and the next couple years is crucial, so we gotta get people's mindset up and running. But yeah, very exciting. I'm happy for you. You're not too far away from me, honey. I mean, it's not like a day trip meet halfway. I mean, it could be a day trip meet halfway, but not in my condition. But like, you're not too far away from me. So if you ever come down this way, if he shows you the city and, you know, New York, make your way to Boston, depending on what you guys do, let me know and I'll meet up with you. Yeah, I'll definitely meet up with you guys. Because if you've never been to like, have you ever been to New York and Boston? So there's a lot of things for you to like to go up that way too, besides just going that way, you know. You're going to love it in the summer. You're in a good spot though, a couple hours up that way south, a lot more warmth. You're in a happy medium. I just don't know if that's where I would have wanted to be planted, but Spirit did have ideas there. They definitely guided me there off and on for location wise, and I was always like, I want to go a little further south. You know, Northern New York is awesome now. Let's see. So, yeah, if you ever make your way down here, you know. But I love you guys. I gotta make phone calls and try to get comfortable. I love you. I'll see you guys soon. I gotta pee again. Love you too. I love you too. I'm so glad you guys popped on and said hi. Alright, guys. I'll see you soon. Love you.